Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this video is going to be super short, but I'm just in a position where I can finally record it, so I figured I'd do it now instead of waiting until later. I got a really good comment on one of my videos. This was like last week, and I said, I'm going to record this. Now's the time. So if you're new to my channel, you may not know that back in October, I put in my 2 weeks notice to my 9 to 5 to be able to travel indefinitely / travel long term. But I am back in the States every few months. I think I want to keep that up. Like, I don't want to go more than 2 or 3 months out of the country just so I can go back and like switch out my luggage. But I don't know what 2018 is going to entail for me. So I have the comment on my I quit to travel the world video, and I'm just gonna read through it. It's kind of lengthy, but here we go. What did you do with all your stuff before you took off? Did you have a house or apartment with furniture or pets? Did you rent a storage unit somewhere for papers or other stuff you have to keep? Where does your mail go when you're traveling? Do you maintain a mailing address in the States? It appears there's a whole slew of things one would have to take care of well before taking an extended trek, but folks rarely talk about that part. I asked because and then he explained his story, so you don't need to know that. But he's planning to do something soon similar, so yeah, he just wanted to know. So surprisingly, this was not one of the questions that I got, even though I may have talked a little bit about it. I was living in Brooklyn, New York for 3 years, so I had moved around a little bit, but I had always stayed in Brooklyn. So I was renting a room in an apartment, or leasing, would you say leasing a room in an apartment. I had roommates. So that was stressful more than anything because I knew that I was going to leave my job. What I did not know was who was going to take that room. And it became difficult because I had roommates, because they needed to approve of the person that I moved in there. Because I don't think finding a person to take over your room in New York is not hard, especially my room. It was a nice apartment. So my room and the area, everything on that end was great, but it was the getting my roommates to just pick somebody, because I know that I'm quitting and I won't have this rent next month and you need to choose someone. So I finally found someone to choose the place. The same way I found my apartments through like Facebook groups or sometimes Craigslist. That's where I listed my room. Well, I only listed it in the groups because I was positive I would find someone through there, and I didn't have to resort to Craigslist or anything, but that's also an option. So we finally found someone, and I was able to sell her the bulk of my things. So my bed and mattress, which I basically charged her for the mattress and not the cheap IKEA bed because the mattress is bomb. Like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to have a mattress like that. So the mattress, I had a desk, I had a very nice clothing rack, because for some reason, while I was living in New York, I was one of those people who never had a closet in my room. And I moved 2 different times technically, but I had 3 apartments in New York. Never had a closet in any of them. So when I got to that 3rd apartment, I invested in a really nice clothing rack, and yeah, this underbed storage. So the clothing rack, and I think a little table, and all of my cutlery and pots and pans, which were really good, but I didn't need to take them back to DC where I'm from, because my mom also has really good cutlery and pots and pans. So when I'm in the States, that's where I stay. I stay with my mom. I am so thankful and fortunate that now I can be like my mama. If she needed to, she could take care of me. Like, I'm privileged in that sense, because not everybody can say I'm quitting my job and I'm just going to go back home. She doesn't financially support me, but if I needed her to, she would do whatever she could. So grateful, thankful, and I don't think I would have been able to do this without her support. That's why every time I was upset at work, like, I'm on her phone whining and crying like, Mom, I got to get out of this job, and when I do, I may not have a backup plan, and I need you to take care of me, because I would do that for her. So that's kind of why I guilt tripped her. But yeah, it worked out that way, and I will never not say I'm privileged to have my mom be my mom. So everything was taken care of with the new roommate. I made a few $100, a little more than a few $100, even though I probably could have charged her more, but I just didn't see the point. I felt like it was a fair trade, and I was breaking my lease and she was taking over it. So I'm not subletting to her. I got her to take over the lease, which, oh my goodness, that was the icing on the cake. So the second part of the story is I also had an apartment in DC. I had been in my apartment for about, I don't even know if it was a full 2 years, maybe it was 2.5 years before I had up and moved to New York. Me moving to New York is a whole story in itself. So if you want to hear about that, maybe one day I'll tell you the story. But so I had this apartment and I didn't want to let go of it because I didn't know if I end up back in DC, and I also knew I could make a little bit of money off of subletting it, because you weren't going to find an apartment that cheap in that area or in all of DC. Like, you just weren't going to find it. So I didn't want to let it go. And the plan had always been to sublet it because I knew that I would be traveling the world one day or just going on extended vacations, and I needed somebody to be paying that rent. Like, it didn't make sense. Even though I could have paid the rent, I didn't want to pay for an empty apartment. So I had someone sublet it, but that quickly became more trouble than it was worth. And the worst part is it was someone who is kind of sort of family, not blood related, but you would think family would take care of your shit better than anyone else, and that wasn't the case. So even though I could have let them stay there while I'm traveling, I mean, I want to say it was no problem to me, but it was a problem. So my first week back in DC after leaving New York, got them up out of there, like, and I just let the apartment go. And besides, I also got my security deposit back, so that was a plus. And I got my security back from the New York apartment, so this was extra money for me to travel while I worked on building up, you know, getting a steady income, which didn't even happen until last month in January. That's when I started booking jobs left and right. So it's a good thing that I had that little cushion to fall back on, because the money wasn't coming in. Not that I, you know, thought I'd be rich out the gate, but yeah, it worked like that. So to answer the question, did I have a house or apartment? I had an apartment. I had two apartments. Both had furniture. The DC apartment, I just gave away some stuff. So I gave my sister my dining room set. The couch needed to go because it just, I don't want to say the person messed it up, but it wasn't the best quality. Like, it was a nice looking couch, but I didn't pay that much for it, so it wasn't going to last for years and years. Did I have pets? When I left, I did not have pets, but I did have a cat in DC, and I took her to New York. And once I realized how much I was traveling, well, it wasn't even that, because this was like 2 years into it. But I was just traveling for more and more extended periods of time and living in an apartment with other people. I'm just like, I can't give her the attention that I wanted to. And I didn't like the fact that I'd be gone for like 2 weeks and scrambling around for someone to like take care of her. Even though cats are pretty much self-sustaining creatures, you want someone to change the litter box every few days or something. So I found a family with 3 beautiful little kids to take care of her and love her, and I'm sure they are still loving on her to this day. That was my boo. So where does your mail go when you're traveling? It's going to my mama's house. Do you maintain a mailing address? At my mama's house. Like, packages, all of my mail is shipped there. And as far as where's my stuff, I don't have much stuff, but what I do have, like, my mom gave me half of a closet in my old room, and I have my shoes sitting there, and that half of a closet is mostly filled from like my chunky like winter jackets. I just don't have that many clothes. I have a trunk that I use as a coffee table at my apartment and brought it to her apartment, and you know, I put a whole bunch of clothes and gadgets and trinkets in there that really have no place, and I wouldn't want a dresser even if that was an option, which if I wanted a dresser, I could have one, but I don't need it. I'm not gonna be there, so thanks, Mom. So my stuff is in her apartment. The few things that I have to my name in her apartment, out of the way. I mean, she turned my bedroom into a den. Who needs a den? So my stuff is like scattered and hidden throughout there. Not in anybody's way, but if my mom's apartment was not an option, I do know of plenty of people who just store your stuff with a relative or a friend. Or if you're traveling for like a year or more at a time and you probably won't need this stuff again, sell it for more money to travel. If you're one of those people who don't want to work while you travel, I'm actually passionate about blogging and documenting my experiences, but if I was not, I could see myself not doing anything while I'm on the road and just waking up when I want to wake up, which I already do, or you know, just traveling without a care in the world. Patricia, if you're watching this, hey girl. Patricia is a woman who's traveling for, I want to say 18 months, if not longer, if you don't get addicted. But she's traveling for an extended period of time. I met her in Colombia, and she's one of those people who, she don't want to work, she don't want to blog. Like, she documents her journey on Facebook, but she doesn't want it to feel like work. This is just her, you know, having the fucking time of her life and seeing the world, and that's it. There's a lot of people out there like that. Shoot, I might get to that point one day, but for right now, I really, really, really enjoy writing about the places that I've been, answering the questions. I do enjoy making my videos about it, so yeah. I have answered all of his questions. If you have anything similar that you felt like I left out in my last video, because, you know, I answered the questions that I was asked, but there are a lot of things that go into this. So if you have any specific questions, please don't hesitate to ask me and I will answer them for you. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.
I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Come the motherfucking digits. I pull it with a lemon. Not cause she ain't living. It's just your eyes get acidic. And this ain't a scrimmage. Motherfucker, we ain't finished. I told you we won't stop. A nigga by the business. Like yours, but you rent it. Wave hello to the top.